Hi, I'm Jerry Thompson, co-founder and chief executive officer at Ambit Energy. Thanks for joining us today. My family has seen a number of windows of opportunity over the years. I'd like to tell you about one that began over 100 years ago when my grandfather was a small boy growing up in Oak Cliff, a small town across the Trinity River from Dallas, Texas. His next door neighbor ran an ice plant, and every summer he had the opportunity to work there. After graduating from the University of Texas, he returned to Dallas and entered the only business he knew, the ice business. With his past experience and college degree, he soon became president of the company. One day, an ice dock manager named Uncle Johnny Green approached my grandfather and said, "Jody, customers are asking if we'd sell them groceries. We're located in their neighborhoods and have longer hours in the grocery stores. We could keep the perishable items cold in the ice house and put the canned goods, bread, and other items outside on the dock." My grandfather liked the idea. He saw a window of opportunity and gave him money to go buy some groceries. A year later, Uncle Johnny Green came back and said, "Here's your original investment, and here are your profits." They both smiled and decided to put groceries in all of the ice houses. It was the beginning of the convenience store industry and an incredible opportunity for the company known as 7-Eleven. While our family is no longer involved, today there are over 55,000 7-Eleven stores, more than any other retailing concept in the world, more than McDonald's, Starbucks, or Subway's. Worldwide revenues are now approaching $100 billion, and it all started in a small ice house in Oak Cliff, Texas. I grew up working in 7-Eleven stores, and I always knew I wanted to go into business on my own. I just didn't know when the opportunity would arise. My first company was Caprock Communications. I saw a window of opportunity to use new fiber optic technology to dramatically lower the cost of long-distance calls. We built a massive fiber network across the Southwest, and then the internet appeared from nowhere, and with an almost insatiable appetite for bandwidth. We were in the right place at the right time. Today, that fiber network still carries a significant percentage of internet and data traffic here in the Southwest. We sold Caprock, and then in the summer of 2005, I submitted an application to become a retail electricity provider in Texas. Deregulation had begun 3 years earlier, and it was another window of opportunity. By the end of the year, we had received all of our green lights and regulatory approvals, and by spring, we were ready to test our first generation back office systems, and everything worked. It was time to start gathering customers. We wanted to acquire customers at a low cost that would pay their bills and stay loyal, and one of our guys suggested using direct sales. He said that if I was interested in that model, I should meet Chris Chambliss.
Hi, I'm Chris Chambliss, co-founder and chief marketing officer at Ambit Energy. Like Jerry, I too have been the beneficiary of incredible timing. In fact, my very first job out of college placed me at the forefront of one of the most exciting transformations in history, the deregulation of the telecommunications industry. In 1994, I took a job as the 52nd employee at a small startup long-distance company in Dallas, Texas, working for two founders who were convinced their company could put AT&T out of business. To say I was skeptical is probably an understatement, but the company had a unique sales approach. They were growing fast, and I saw opportunities for advancement. So I stayed there. And what happened over the next 10 years was an epic American success story of record-breaking revenue and customer growth. In a few short years, that little startup enrolled over 6 million long-distance customers and became the fourth largest long-distance provider in North America, all without spending a single dollar on advertising. And that was our secret. Instead of spending millions of dollars with big media companies on expensive television commercials and outdoor billboards, we shared profits in the form of commissions with a network of independent entrepreneurs who were determined to improve their own financial future and excited to help their friends and family save money. All the technology and content we take for granted today, mobile devices, wireless internet, online music and movies, social media, they all exist as a result of the deregulation of telecommunications. Billions of dollars moved from old monopolies to innovative providers like the one I work for. Consumers saved millions and enjoyed better service, and ordinary people from all over America earned thousands by participating in the process. I understand opportunities and the ones presented by an industry that's deregulating. I knew energy was even bigger than telecom. So when Jerry called me to discuss his idea to sell electricity with a similar model, I got very excited. I knew electricity would be a perfect fit. People use it every day without even thinking about it. It's already part of their monthly budget. So we met on a Friday at Potbelly Sandwich Shop to discuss the opportunity and get to know one another. I liked Jerry immediately. He's a great guy. I gave him a few things to think about over the weekend. And the next day, we were in front of a whiteboard in a conference room we had borrowed from his brother's company, thinking about and outlining what kind of company we wanted to build.
Chris and I wanted to build something we would be proud of. We knew that every time a consultant would approach someone about becoming an Ambit customer consultant, they would be putting their reputation on the line. They would be trusting that Ambit would get it right and would deliver as promised. Not some of the time, but all of the time. And we wanted to be worthy of their trust. We wanted to make them proud of their association with Ambit. So our first decision was to build the finest and most respected retail energy provider in America. That was a big statement for a small startup company with only a couple of customers. But it made every decision we've made since then much easier. We moved into a 100-year-old warehouse space in the west end of downtown Dallas. Everyone sits in the open. We have no offices. We handed out $19 fold-up tables from Walmart to everybody. They're cheap and they're not really attractive. We were told that people would assume that we had no money and they'd be afraid to join us. We responded that we were going to invest our money in great people and outstanding systems, not in fancy offices or elegant furniture. The smart people would understand that and don't worry about anyone else. 8 years later, our executive team still sits at those $19 tables. Based on our previous experiences in telecom, Chris and I knew that operationally we would be a data processing company. Companies in the telecom boom with solid back office systems and processes thrived and prospered. Those lacking good systems capsized and sank when they were hit by that data tidal wave. We would ultimately succeed or fail depending on the quality of our systems. John Burke, our CIO, searched but couldn't find any off-the-shelf systems that met our standards. So we rolled up our sleeves and decided to build our own. We decided to be unconventional. The pros in the industry snickered. They thought we were crazy. No one builds their own systems. We heard it and ignored it. We didn't want to be like everyone else and have the same results as everyone else. In fact, we didn't even want to think like everyone else. We didn't hire anyone from the electricity industry for over 4 years. Any information we needed, we Googled to find. Startups never have enough capital or time to build perfect systems. We know that what got us to where we are today won't be strong enough to take us where we want to go. So our IT philosophy has been to never let good enough be good enough. And with that attitude, today our patented systems are the operational qualitative difference between us and all of our competitors. But systems can't be built by IT folks in a silo. It's a company-wide effort and process. Everyone has to be engaged from start to finish, and that requires the right type of people and the right type of culture. From the beginning, we wanted a culture that enabled us to attract and retain the very best people. Our well-lit warehouse space was perfect. Out in the open, we were not only more closely connected to the emotions of our business, but the space promoted an agile environment and speed. It's a great culture, but that's only part of the magic. What you stand for matters even more. President Reagan had a small brass plaque on the credenza behind his desk in the Oval Office, and it read, "There's no limit to what a man can do or where he can go if he doesn't mind who gets the credit." He was emphasizing that success is all about teamwork. It's about assembling the right people, guiding them with a vision, and recognizing them. To attract and retain the best people, you must keep your standards high. Our people and systems, along with those high standards, have become the foundation that supports everything we do.
After spending almost a year getting our foundation in place, Jerry and I started Ambit's sales channel the same way we ask a new consultant joining Ambit today to do it. We made a list of 10 people we knew who might want to join us in our efforts to take advantage of the opportunity we saw out there. 6 of them told us no. And of the 4 people who said yes, only 2 really went to work. So what started with 2 people and a pretty humbling dose of rejection has become one of the fastest growing companies in history. Today, Ambit has over 1.2 million customers and over 1.5 billion in annual revenue. We've been named by Inc. magazine as the fastest growing private company in America. We're the only company ever to be ranked 2 years in a row as the fastest growing company in North Texas by the Cruth Institute. We've been listed in the top 100 places to work in Dallas for 5 of the last 6 years, and every year we are consistently ranked at or near the top in customer satisfaction in every market where we operate by one of the largest independent research firms in the country. In short, it's working. Ambit Energy is doing things that no other company in the energy industry is doing. With the help of an outstanding corporate team and thousands of excited independent entrepreneurs who've joined us to create their own path to financial freedom, the vision Jerry and I had in the beginning is becoming a reality.
Our goals today are the same as they were when Chris and I wrote them on a whiteboard at the very beginning. We strive every day to be the finest and most respected retail energy provider in America. We want every customer and independent consultant to be proud of their association with Ambit.
We hope you've enjoyed hearing about the Ambit story and that you'll join our growing team of entrepreneurs. Please get back with the person who asked you to watch this video and ask them to answer any questions you may have about our company or our opportunity.
We've never been more excited about the future than we are today. We truly believe the best is yet to come. We look forward to helping you reach your financial goals and dreams, and you have our promise that Ambit will be here to help you every step of the way.
To hear more from Ambit's co-founders, be sure to listen to the audio side of this disc, as world-renowned leadership expert John Maxwell interviews Jerry Thompson Jr. and Chris Chambliss.